And it is on once again. We are here for a wonderful, I'm very excited, new episode of Walking the Crossroads. I am thrilled to welcome my good friend. She is a platinum award winning songwriter, and she is also the CEO of Earkandi Productions, and just a all around like serial, like aesthetic, like just magnificent person that just constantly creates new businesses and new ideas. She is a muse, and I'm very happy to know her. Miss Storm, welcome to Walking the Crossroads.
Thank you for having me. What an amazing introduction, friend. I love it.
Yes, indeed. Well,
Well, I wouldn't
it's
say
good
it
to
if it
see you.
wasn't true, so
That's
there's that.
right.
Yeah. It is
So,
good to see you. Last time we saw each other, we were all in Atlanta
Yes,
having a little bit of fun. It was great to meet you there, and had some interesting conversations there. Glad to bring it onto this show as well. So nice to see you,
absolutely.
really.
Thank you. Yeah, I left that place with chills from you guys. I said, oh, yeah, these are my people right here.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Yeah, we were chopping it up really well that day. So
Absolutely.
well, when we
exciting
meet
stuff.
someone we can vibe with,
Right, which is
it's a
rare.
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And we
Absolutely.
both said that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Your ancestors were like, hello.
Okay, not playing
Yeah,
at
They were kicking
all.
up dust.
yeah. It was fun.
You
That
said
was really
kicking up
groovy.
dust. That's not about
They were
right.
doing something. I don't know.
Indeed.
I mean, they were saying something.
Sounds about right.
But that's your path too, you
Yeah.
know.
Yes, it is.
My Aunt Bertie showed up, and this is the reason I can't eat olives, because she's always trying to put olives up in my face with the Lebanese thing, like olives, olives.
Right.
So she showed up in my dream, and I lost my wallet in the dream, and she rolled up on me. This lady who had a walker when she died, she just rolled up on me like quick to the motherfucker, and she just was like, "Here's your wallet, brat," because she
Okay.
would always call me brat all the time. I'm like, okay, like,
You gotta
I
love your
mean,
elders, okay? You gotta love your
Yeah.
ancestors, man.
have to.
You have
You
to.
have
They're
to.
around whether you're aware of it or not. It's
It's
probably
true.
better to just kind of get into it because it's there.
It's
Why not
true.
utilize a beautiful thing and commune with your people? I mean,
That's right. I
to
totally
not
believe
do
in
that, to not do that on purpose sounds a little weird to me, but here we are. Here we are, friends.
Und
You know
here we
what I mean?
are.
Here we are.
Yeah. All right. So the reason you came on here today is you wanted to discuss dun, 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 narcissism.
Narcissism.
Or to hang
Right.
out with us too. Don't just
Yes,
Absolutely,
and
to
don't
hang out
to
with
talk
you
marginalize
with
guys.
us.
that, because that's
Yes,
Absolutely, to
that's
hang out with you guys.
indeed.
Me and my little puppy is hanging out. This is Coco. See, this a little baby.
Hey, what's
I
going
was
on,
gonna
Phil?
ask, oh,
Say hi,
come on with it,
puppy.
Coco. Oh,
She's a
Hey,
little
little buddy.
what's wrong? Oh,
spoiled brat. She don't let me do nothing by myself.
so how old is Coco? Can I ask
She
you?
was born April 22nd, so she's a Taurus like her mother. So let's see, May,
Okay,
Oh,
all
June,
right.
July, August, September, October, November. She's 7 months.
okay.
Well,
Okay. Well, welcome to the planet,
she's
Coco. We wish you
Yeah,
luck.
full of love.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
indeed. That's great. Yes. All
I'm
right.
lucky to
So,
get a Kurt Russell break right now. He's not yelling or trying to
yeah,
jump on my lap right now.
good luck.
Sometimes that happens.
We'll see how it goes. That the episode's young. So,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far
We early in the episode, so
right.
we'll see.
So, all right. So here we are. The concept of narcissism is very, hot button right now. You go on the socials, people talk about narcissism, and we're kind of differencing maybe like the diagnosis of narcissism personality disorder
Right,
or a descriptor of narcissism behavior,
right.
right? That is narcissistic behavior. So we're kind of separating those two things, I think, for the most part here, because we're dealing with how this is being perceived in popular culture and not in a psychological, like, in a diagnostic sense. So,
Right. And because we're all spiritually inclined individuals on this phone, we can also dive into how spiritual it is because narcissism is
yes,
definitely a deity. It definitely is
yes,
something spiritual attached to people who walk around and have been or have not been diagnosed with narcissism.
sure, sure. There's definitely a component of an
I feel like
attachment
it's
of a
like the
sort.
nothing from the never-ending story.
Indeed,
It's
indeed.
just a vacuum, right?
Yeah,
You're
Right.
just taken from people like for no reason.
Absolutely.
right.
And it's sad.
Indeed.
It's really sad. And the reason why it's so interesting to me is because I'm willing to bet that I've been surrounded by narcissists my entire life and just was unaware of it and was just like, oh, they're strange or they're weird or they're thrown off or they're just so selfish or, I would put them in a box of that, but it wasn't never me saying they're a narcissist until the word started getting spread around so much. And then I took it upon myself to go down the rabbit hole to really investigate what it is. I
The
was just blown
criteria.
away. Yeah, I was just blown away. Like, wow, that explains why she's like that. That explains why he's like that. That explains why the world is going to shit like right now because our president is a fucking narcissist.
That's kind of the
There's no empathy. Like
right.
empathy.
Yeah.
Humanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's a
Absolutely.
disconnect from the community, really, and from people. It can be a lot of things. And let me ask you this. So, as far as narcissistic behavior is concerned, are you looking at this more of an interpersonal thing where you're noticing these behaviors and
well,
then you're
how'd you get
stepping back?
started with this as a
Yeah.
concept, or what led you into this like this pathway?
Well, to answer your question, Firewalker, definitely an interpersonal thing. I was engaged to a narcissist and I knew something was off about him, but I knew that he had childhood issues. I knew that he seemed a little detached, a little socially awkward, but and I'm a psychology major, by the way. So having all that knowledge of the mind and diagnosis, and I'm surrounded by a lot of mental health in the entertainment industry. All of us suffer from some musicians in the world have mental health. It's kind of like our gift and our curse. It's why we're able to do
So you're in
Yes.
the psychiatric, like, academic realm.
right,
I'm a psychic, so people come at me all the time like, didn't you know?
right.
I'm like, the heart and the solar plexus say what it want to say,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
And then
you might know, but
divine timing kicks in because some things
yep.
but you don't know for sure until it's time to know. It's a
Mhm.
time for everything. It really
It
is.
makes you feel very good until it really doesn't. And
Oh
then you
my
don't know
God.
what that is. You don't know what that is. And you're like, I don't know how to describe, but I'm kind of going further and further into this wormhole that's this other person's
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
How do I?
This guy has seen all my wormholes, dude. He's
I
seen all of
have.
them.
There
He's
are.
always sitting there like, would you like some pad thai? And like,
I'm just like, so what's her name and what's the deal with this one?
Right,
right,
right.
right,
But,
right.
a lot of beautiful people out there too. But yeah, we all have our trauma and we all
But we learn
have,
and grow from those
And
experiences.
that's the
yeah. I
problem
mean,
Hopefully,
right there. Narcissists, 90% of them don't, and they
no,
can't. It's literally a disability. They can't. They can't. And they
because they'd have to change and evolve, and
take
that's
accountability and face themselves in the mirror,
accountability.
and they don't want to do that. That hurts them to the core to
Oh,
do that. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, I was engaged for 5 years to a man who I thought was
okay.
the most amazing man in the world, and until he wasn't.
Right.
And like I
Mm.
said, there was signs, there was red flags, the detachment.
So was that a projection he was putting out, and it
Well,
wasn't
narcissists
the
are good at
core?
wearing masks. They are
Yeah,
masters, in fact, of
yeah.
putting on masks, and they'll put themselves into whatever you want them to be for as long as they can to get what they want from you. And what he wanted from me was energy. They're energy
Right.
drainers. They
Your
want your
Sure.
buoyancy,
energy. Yeah. And he was
your
draining
animus.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know I was getting, when I tell you, over the 5 years after we've been separated, well, we've been, away from each other for 2 years now. And over these last 24 months, I've gotten better with my health, my mental state, my sleep, everything. When I tell you he was
Yeah,
draining me, like
that's it.
it's
Yes.
crazy. It was crazy. And my
Well, that's
When you
ancestors
look at
speaking.
all
Yeah.
the across the strata of debilitating things that were happening.
sure. Well, once I think something gets eroded in the self-love part of you,
Hmm.
and you're kind of just serving whatever fantasy they're trying to project as the thing that should be going on, that
Mhm.
you're really all in their thing. And
Yeah.
I think when you
And you
when you
don't even
break out of
realize it
that,
at first. You don't
yeah,
even
yeah,
realize
once
it
you
at
break
first.
out of it, you're
Hmm.
like, so what do I do?
Right.
Who am I? And then
Yeah.
that's
It
why
took
it's
me
kind
a
of like, I
while.
remember we were talking about it, we're like, you also have other
You don't
help,
have a compass in that realm. You don't know
Not at
what
Yeah,
they're
you
going
have
to
no
do.
idea. You're being
You
led
know what the hell are they
led
going to do next?
in the dark. Yeah, 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 for sure. There's no help
exactly.
for you. And they don't always know they're doing it either, which is also,
Did you
that's
say
because there's
they
a
don't
difference
realize
between,
they're doing it?
well, there's two types that I was looking into. Like the
Yeah,
covert type is something that's hidden. They're vulnerable. They're
yeah.
sensitive. They don't even know they're doing it. They're not the grandiose, like, look at me all the time
He
narcissist,
was definitely a
which
covert
is, which
narcissist.
is, which is the overt, which is very grandiose, easy to see. Everybody picks
Mhm.
them out. You're like, whoa, they are really all about
Plenty of
themselves.
those around me in this field of
Yeah,
work that I do.
right. So look, there's a lot of like,
I was lucky enough to have both types
Yeah. Are you
in a
right,
religious,
major
huh?
sure.
relationship. So okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I
overly
know the
boastful ones, they
differential.
don't stand a chance.
Like the
But the
mad,
I
covert
get
ones,
like
the swirl. Yeah,
premeditated one, and then the one that don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah,
oh
right.
yeah, I
no.
got you.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I guess when it's hidden, it might be a little harder to see for
A
like right
while.
in the beginning.
For
Right.
a
And they
while.
don't even know they're doing it. So it's almost
Mhm.
something that starts growing when you get in the relationship because it's not so obvious. So it's almost more insidious, but it's the same situation.
Exactly.
Might have been
Totally
more of
agree.
what you went with. So
I
That's
feel
it.
like,
another
I,
aspect of
uh-huh,
this that I wanted
uh-huh.
to see if you wanted to talk about was the idea of spiritual narcissism. The concept that when people are narcissistic about their beliefs, they judge others that aren't like them. They
Oh
have
yeah.
they have a sense of the fact that they're right, that their truth is correct, that their path is the only path to the fun stuff. They've got the great ticket, and if you don't have it, guess what's going to happen to you?
You're going
Bad,
to
bad
hell
fate.
and you're going to burn
Right,
forever.
right. So I thought you might speak on that
Thousand
because I'm
years
sure
of
you've been
utter
raised in that.
darkness or lake of
Well,
fire or whatever. Yeah.
until you just said that, I haven't wrapped my mind around using that term for that description of those type of people. I thought that like everyone has an opinion, they're all entitled to it. But then you have those ones who feel like you said, who feel like they are, the right ones. And if you're not a part of this, Christians. I mean,
I'm
me
not mad at
myself,
them, but they're very secular.
I'm not a part of any
That's
organized
very
religion
narrow in
myself.
their vision.
But
Yeah.
I do see what you're saying. But yeah, I never categorized them as narcissists until you just said that. But I guess when you think about
Oh,
that,
I'm not throwing them into narcissism, but I am saying that their vision of spirituality is
it's
very
very limited.
narrow,
Yeah, yeah. And
and it's not inclusive; it's exclusive.
right, right.
So there's that.
And it's also connected to a fantasy that they want you to believe in. And if you don't, you
Delusion.
get excommunicated because it's outside of their control.
See, but
So
I
we're
think
looking at that.
all of us, I think every person, that's just like saying you guys, for instance. That's like saying you guys are narcissists because you're spiritualists or psychics or, whatever category. And there's so many that you want to put yourself in. And he's like, well, this is the right way to do it. This is how I get my information, So I don't really, I guess I haven't yet decided if I want to call those people narcissists. In my
Well, you,
mind, they're just,
I don't
they're,
think we
they're
can lump
religious people,
giant.
you know.
Yeah, we can't lump giant, groups of people in the.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean,
yeah, I
No,
don't,
I wouldn't
there's
say
a,
it as groups of
these
people in
people are
general.
trying to be good Christians, and I give them.
I
There's a
wasn't
lot of.
saying just Christians, by the way. I understand
all of them,
look,
all of
the
them.
fact that we went there first does give us a little bit of intuition to what might be on the planet right now and how some of us are feeling about that just because of the domination of it, whatever. I'm not saying that. I just mean, and there is a sense that people that are spiritual that think that that they're better than other people because they're a Buddhist or because they do yoga. It's this idea of feeling better than based
Yeah,
on who you are or what you do. And I just found that to be an interesting concept. So I'm throwing
that
it
A
out
lot
is.
there.
of
I don't
people
think
that
it
turn
exists
to
yet.
Mecca
No,
think
what
that
when I say a
they're better than
spiritual, what
sometimes.
the
Real
attachment,
talk.
the connection that I have with that I personally feel narcissists have spiritually is demonic. I believe that because they are vessels that are vulnerable and that they're open and that they're not consciously walking in a day-to-day conscious like most healthy minded people, that they become easily attacked by darker forces. And I believe
They
that a
form
lot of
attachments.
yeah, and I believe that a lot of narcissists are under some type of possession from a darker realm, and that I think that there is more than just mental health. I do think that there's a dark
Sure.
spiritual connection to people who are fall in that category of narcissism. I really do.
So my challenge, if you can imagine being me for 5 seconds, I'm talking to people and they're like, "Why does this guy do this?" And they're getting like so many readings per month, and I'm like, "He's got attachments." He's got attachments. He's got attachments. Like,
Yeah.
but why did he do this? Because he
Got
doesn't know what
attachment. Yeah.
he's checked out, dude. He
A
don't does he
lot
have a
of them
job?
are. Yeah.
Does he like what's going on with this dude? Like
Yeah.
he just if he's making really off the like the flip
He's not in
decisions,
control. He's not in control.
no. Yep.
He's not
So
in
how do you
control.
tell people that? Because it sounds like
You don't.
off
Why?
the
Why
chain
bother?
crazy.
You don't tell them that. Why bother? That's not going to change anything.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
going to fix anything in their world. And then they're going to look
I
at you
don't know.
like
I'm
you're the
trying to
problem.
like enlighten people. I don't know, dude. I try. I
Yeah,
do the best
no.
that I can do.
Enlightening people is going to be a part of them that's going to be open to being enlightened. Most narcissists and most people who
Right.
are under any type of dark possession is not even open to
Well,
being enlightened.
they're in the situation, but they're asking me why is it happening to them, and
Mm,
I'm at least gonna throw them a bone, like a
yeah.
chicken wing, like
Well,
hey,
well,
like
in that case, that's different. If they're coming to you and they're asking you,
yep,
then they're aware that something is wrong. Like, and I'm gonna tell you
something's
something.
wrong.
That's what
Yep,
my ex-fiance did too.
yep.
He told me, he said, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I looked at him and I said, and I knew it. I knew it right then. And I said, man, we need to start, getting your soul right. You need to
You're
cleanse. You
not
need to start getting your
emotionally
soul right.
available.
Not at
You're
all.
not available.
No.
We have a conversation, and it's all about what your agenda is, and not about me.
Yeah.
And you're maneuvering against me. That's
Yeah.
competing, and
Yeah.
not.
It's the most unhealthiest thing in the world, really. And the worst part is like Firewalker said, they're not even aware of it. So it's like you can tell them,
Right.
tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, but it's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, I am.
Well, I
So
mean, yeah, it's a difficult thing to try to bring light to a darkness that's not interested in it because they're not feeding off of that. So they
Exactly.
see that as they see that as the enemy. Now, you also have an idea on how to deal with this, and you've tried to formulate some methodologies here to deal with
yeah, can you talk a
narcissism.
little bit about your methodology
Yeah,
and how
I'm
you
I'm
approach this?
curious to hear what you have to say about
For
that in a formal
myself
way.
personally, I can only speak for myself because, like I said, I was dangerously in love with my ex
Mm.
narc, and it took a lot for me to detach, and it was all holistic. The only thing that got me out of that situation from
Okay,
that man was my ancestors and
there you
my
go.
spiritual belief. My spiritual team came
There it
through
is.
and really drilled. And I'm a Taurus. I'm very stubborn. I don't like change. I don't like to change nothing. If I don't got it,
I
if it
know
ain't
y'all
broke,
are tough,
I
dude.
don't
Y'all
like
are
to
tough.
change it. So change is a
Yep.
really, after 5 years of investment, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna. But my ancestors literally came and
They
knocked on the
weren't playing.
door.
No,
They
they wouldn't
wasn't
let you
playing
do it
at
anymore.
all. And they said, look, 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 look. And they said, we know you. We got to show you everything. Look, look. And I was just getting hit and I'm like, oh my
Right,
God, I don't want to see nothing else, to the point to where I had to leave. And they would start
Had
hurting
to.
me if I stayed.
There you go.
I had to
right,
leave.
That's it.
So,
right,
That's
my
it.
practice was fasting. I went on a fast. I stopped, indulging in the things that I would normally indulge in, like the spirits
right,
and, smoking, sugary stuff, to get aligned. I got
right,
aligned so that
Yep.
I can hear and see clear, and the veil can come off of my eyes. Because I was living, like you said, a narcissist will bring you into their delusional world. And I was there just
right,
tiptoeing and, frolicking around. Once
Create
the,
your own their
you know,
reality around you.
yeah.
right.
But once the
Yeah,
fast happened and I really start to go inward and start listening to my ancestors and my spiritual team, the shackles came
Oh,
off, the veil came down, and then I realized that I had to move. Like I had to literally detach from this because it was making me sick, like literally,
right.
physically
making
Mhm.
you
sick,
ill.
ill. Yeah. And I didn't know I
Mm.
was sick. Like the doctors, I'm going to the doctors, like I'm throwing up every day. Like I can't, like what is going on? It was him. It was him. It was
Right. And it's
within him.
now, how did you, I mean, in some of the magical ways that me and Darren would talk, or, spiritualists talk, it's about like cutting the psychic cord from a situation is the only real way to heal from it. Because even if you move away from someone or get out of the space, if you're still thinking about them all the time or energetically connected or all these other like unhealthy,
And that's
non-physical things are
really
still
hard to
connected
do.
to it.
That's
So
Oh
really
yeah.
hard to do
Oh
because
yeah.
along with your fasting, like when you got your body connected, how did you kind of edge away from that, and how did that make you feel different?
blocking him on everything, moving, like changing locations, changing my phone information to where he can't have access to me, whether it's social media,
Right.
through email. I mean, and he tried. I mean, he tried
Right.
Oh, I
everything.
bet.
He tried everything. And he even went to practitioners and tried to have them
Right.
summon me back. And
No.
I know,
Right. Right.
you know.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was,
When you take an abuser's energy source away, they're gonna try to get it back.
yeah,
Yeah. They're
Yep.
like
definitely,
Yep.
definitely.
reaching for you
So
from the dark. You're like, ah,
yeah.
close that
And
door,
I can feel
gangster.
it. Yeah, because 5 years is a long time to be connected to someone, and exchange energy.
Yeah.
So I could feel every
Mhm.
time. I could feel every time he was pulling on me. And I'm like, nope, I rebuke this.
Right.
I literally had to come up with some real manifestations and affirmations over myself and
Right.
constantly cleanse my house, cleanse my
Because
space
you're
and
the one that's in
everything.
charge of that. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
hire somebody or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're not sitting there in your house with you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Like, yeah.
That's right. And I feel better. I feel healthier physically, of course, mentally,
Mhm.
spiritually. I feel like I'm regaining myself because I think I lost myself for 5 years.
Mhm.
I was dedicated to, I had a routine. I'm a routine person anyway, but he was a part of my main routine. And now that that's done, I'm, slowly getting back to myself and creating a new, healthier routine for myself.
Well, when you notice you're putting up with weird shit that you wouldn't normally put up with, and you're like, wait a second.
Right.
Right. I had to
You're
look in
like,
the
hold
mirror
on.
like, bitch, who is you? Who are you? You
Say
don't fuck
Yep.
with
what?
this
Like,
shit.
what is going on?
Who
He
is
didn't
like,
like
hello? Yeah. That's funny.
my
Mhm.
wife Lisa when we were married. She was definitely fit the bill. Like, she checked all 10 boxes, but
Mhm.
she had the same astrological makeup as me. Like,
Mm,
she was born on the same year, just 7 days later.
wow.
So it's like playing chess with yourself.
Exactly.
It was all this Libra, like
Ah,
weird maneuver,
Libra, yeah.
and it was kind of hot at first. Like, it's kind of sexy. You're kind of like, "Ooh, that's hot," but like no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
It
God.
snakes
wasn't good.
intertwined and then they started biting each other. Yeah.
That's
I
what
know. I get it.
happens.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
happens. So right
Yeah.
now
It's
I'm
great.
working on a project. I'm working on an album and a book about surviving narcissists. And I think that is
Oh,
so important that I'm doing that because I didn't have anyone to walk me through this or show me the red flags to look for, or how to start the healing process, and how important it is to detach. Like Firewalker was saying, it's one thing to, like, not talk to him, but you literally have to remove yourself and take your energy back so that you can, live a healthy life. So, this, it helped me in a way. It helped me in a way. It opened my eyes up to a lot of things that I didn't know. And it reminded me that there's a lot of darkness out here, that we can't just be so open to exchange energy with everybody. Just can't.
yeah. You said it. I mean, you walk through the world and you want to be nice, you want to be kind, you want other people to feel good, especially if you're someone who's
Right.
capable of making people feel good. Like if you're like
Right.
a good vibe, because you're, ball of energy, lots of fun. Who's not going
Story
to
of
want
my
to
life.
have a good time, right? So you're like, yeah, everything's great, everything's fun, what a great party. But you're actually like inviting a lot
Welcoming.
of weird things to be around you
Yeah,
just because
definitely.
they're giving you good feelings for doing that with them, so you get
Hmm.
attracted to that and you're not really aware of what
But
you're really
that's
vibing with. So
remedial.
yeah.
That's like low level vibration stuff.
Very low
Like,
vibrational.
when I think about me in my 20s, I was out there doing my thing.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I don't want to get into it, but I was out there. But I'm like, I always
we're
look
gonna
back
we're gonna
going,
need a
oh man,
different
I used
rating
to kick
system
it
to
like
get that
that.
together, I'm sure.
But
Yeah.
well, right.
Look, I
But
don't even
I'm
want to
just
know.
saying,
I
like,
already
I
know
don't
it was
want to
off the
lay
chain.
next to somebody that I don't really like.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
See,
that
men
just
can
ain't.
do
I
that.
don't want
Women,
to.
that ain't.
No,
Yeah.
I can't. I can't anymore. After 32, I'm like, no, I can't. Like,
Okay.
Right.
About time.
if you're tripping, I don't care what you look like or whatever, dude. Like, you need to
Yeah.
go.
If
Like,
that
sorry.
energy ain't right, I don't want you nowhere near me. That's just where I'm at with
Well,
No,
it.
yeah, and
no.
it happens, it happens from our parents as well. If you grow up in a situation that you're kind of given like expectations, right?
Right.
Of greatness, or you're, somebody's abusive to you, but there's so many different ways where it makes somebody act not like a normal person or whatever, just
Right.
acting out of like the influence is not like, a normal, healthy
An
relationship
unseen and
just
an
gets so
untalked about
distorted.
assignment. It's like an untalked about
Right.
assignment. Yeah.
Yeah. The distortion that happens in somebody as a kid
Mhm.
growing up in something that's so imbalanced, they're going to only gravitate towards being imbalanced with someone else. And you don't
That
even
feels
know that they're roping
comfortable.
you into that, you know?
Yeah, the
And
chaos
that's
feels
easily done
comfortable
for
for
most
some
of us.
people.
I know
Yeah.
in my family, they believe in sticking together forever. My mother and my father has been together for 50 years, and everyone in my family's been together for hundreds of years. So it's like, they try to make things work. And that's definitely something I've seen. So that's why I said changing, partners and
It's hard.
relationships is very hard for me. Yeah. Yeah.
My grandmother and grandfather were together for 77 years, I think.
Mm,
Oh.
almost
Yep.
100 years. Okay.
Yep. I'm telling you. So I think people like the three of us that are on this pod right now, we have a lot of energy. We have elevated consciousness. So there are other people that are spiritually gifted, and if they're vacuous, they want to orbit sometimes and kind of latch on to our stuff because we have
All the
kind of
time. All the time.
all the time.
Absolutely. And we have to protect that. That's our
Yep.
responsibility being woke,
Protect
and
your
for
neck.
what's out here is our responsibility to protect it. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And
Well,
just
yeah.
in
I
my
mean,
life, I walk in my light fearlessly, and I give
yeah.
what I can. And being an empathic person, I'm one of them people who feel everyone's struggle, everyone's pain, everyone's need, and
Yes.
wants to help everyone.
Right.
But
Yep.
now I'm at the place in my life at 40 years old to where I say, look, I can do this. This is as much as I can do, you know, and
You can't serve from
take
an
my
empty
energy back.
cup, they say,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
You
There you
know,
go. You can't serve from an empty cup.
you
Mm-mm.
can't, if you
My
don't take care of yourself first, it's a big part of what we call like spiritual hygiene, right? Because everybody takes care of themselves. I
Exactly.
mean, most of the time.
yep.
And when you have yourself unprotected all the time, like just like you said, you're a spiritual person, you're walking around, you're doing your thing. Like I work in a place all the time. I'm in a temple environment, spiritual environment all the time, and people come in and I'm constantly evaluating whether or not I want to share my energy in a real way with this dude, and with this guy, like somebody coming in
Mm-hmm.
acting like, there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that have such a really strong ego and
Yeah.
they dress a lot of the part, but they're just walking in as a walking ego. They're not really walking as someone who's like truly a spirited
Purpose.
individual.
Purpose. I have a thing that I say now. Either I summon you or you summon me. That's the only way that we can even be in the same atmosphere together. And as
Right.
quiet as kept, I summoned you guys the day that I met you guys.
No, you shut up.
Yeah, that's the
Damn.
only
I
way
bet
Well,
you
you
can
we,
reach.
did.
The only
That
way
makes
you can
so much
reach
sense.
Miss Storm energy is if I
mhm,
summon you or if you summon me. And what I mean by that is it
We
has
didn't
to be
mhm.
a
summon you,
higher
so that's
power
on
that's
you,
saying,
dude.
okay, this woman
Since
is
you
going to
summoned
come
us,
into
she
your life
manifested us.
and help you. And and this is who I'm assigning
Sure,
to come and help you, and vice versa.
sure.
Other than that, when I say it's locked like this,
Yeah, yeah. And that's a great way to look at it too, is because you need to lock your door sometimes. You don't know who's trying to get in. And
exactly.
but yeah, when we met and we were all having conversations out on that balcony, we were talking about your ancestors, the flow, the vibe was very, very real. And
You don't
and
know
the
how real it was. Like literally,
I remember it.
you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was.
I would have been more there with y'all, but I had to deal with like
No,
Alyssa, make
but you
sure she was
came in
chilling.
right on the nick of time. I
She
promise
did.
you did.
Yeah.
Everything is divine timing. Everything about that night was divine timing. And I can't
Mhm,
express that enough. I literally was fighting with my ancestor, my grandmother. I didn't want to hear
mhm.
what she was telling me, and I was
I
fighting her.
remember that.
She came on the balcony and
I
talked
know, I
to
know,
me through both of y'all. And I
I know.
know
Him
it was
and me.
not.
Yep.
And I said, I had to get out of
Mhm.
there. I said, okay, grandma, you win.
Yeah. Well, because when
Hey,
I was
grandma, you
talking to
win.
you, like when I was talking to you, I'm like, this
Tata
older
don't
woman
play,
is
dude.
really telling you you need to step into your own power. You've got a legion of ancestors screaming at you. What are you doing?
I didn't
What are
even
you
know what I
doing?
was saying, dude.
I
She
know
Yeah.
just
you
spit it
didn't.
out my throat, dude. I was like, well, say
Yeah.
what?
She was gonna get it.
Out my
She said,
throat
"Okay, you want
chakra.
to
I
hear
was like,
what
say
I
what?
gotta say? I'm gonna tell them to tell you." And she did. She
Yeah.
did.
No, it's great. And
My grandmother
those
very
types of
spiritual woman
bonds,
too, so she picked y'all up. She picked y'all up because my grandma's
indeed.
That's
very,
some
very
mambo
spiritual.
stuff, dude. That's some power. No, she that
Yeah.
I don't let spirits hop on and just say stuff out my
She
mouth. I
said, "No,
was
I'm
like,
coming
sir,
Right.
in."
Yeah. Yeah.
that was cool though. That
It
was
was
Well, and
cool.
it's a
funny. It
beautiful
was
thing.
funny to me. It was funny to me because I love my grandma so much, and I'm so happy to know that she's still here with me on the other side. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Well,
a
you
potent
know,
moment that
she's
we
not in
shared, and
charge.
I'm glad to
You're
have
this
done it.
is your
right.
life,
That's right.
No.
but she
Yeah.
trying to get a toe in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That's what she gave me when she was hollering at me the other night. Like she was like, I'm just trying to make a dent somewhere. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
that's all. Yep.
Well, they'll
Um.
bother you,
Is
they'll bother
Firewalker
people
still
you
there?
know.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I'm right here. Yes. Yeah, and I think that to tie it back to what we
So,
were talking about
can you tell
before.
us a little bit about like how you sculpted? Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I think that where we were coming to was the idea of how do you protect yourself once you've become spiritualized about it, once you've kind of cleansed yourself, as you move around. The summoning thing I get, but as you move around, what would your advice be for people who maybe still feel vulnerable to these types of things? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you're talking some broad scope with narcissism. Let's how about we go like draw it into like some basic mechanics. What if we're talking about this? What does somebody need to look for? There's obviously the love bombing thing. So can we talk
Definitely,
about that a little bit?
definitely. That's the first thing. That is the
That's the
first
thing,
go sign
right? That's the
right
thing
there
you got to
is the
look for.
love bombing. And I was like, "Oh, he's such a nice guy. He buying me groceries, buying me this, doing this. He
It
don't
got
even
me,
know
dude.
me."
It got I was a fucking dummy, dude.
Yes,
I was
they
like, "Oh
definitely.
shit."
And it's so sad because they want to feel needed. And they feel like if they give you and shower you with gifts and time and attention
Yeah.
or whatever it is that your love, your
Yeah.
love language is, that they can feel like they're needed. They need to feel like you want them, you need them. And that's really
Yeah.
sad when you think about that. The extremes
Yeah.
that a narcissist is willing to go through just to get
Oh,
you
yeah.
connected.
Academy Award winning performance to be
Okay,
human.
listen.
Yeah.
That's definitely the first sign. And a lot of women, we get flattered so easily because, chivalry is dead. There's not a lot of that,
Right.
unfortunately.
Right.
So when
Sure.
you find someone who's really giving from the gate, we don't even think about it as love bomb until afterwards, like, man, he's just a really nice
Wait a second.
guy. Yeah. So that's definitely the first sign. I would definitely agree with you there. That's definitely a
Okay.
first sign. The other sign is their relationship with their family, with their mothers, parents, family
Yeah.
members, close family members.
Took it
Either it's
right out of my
really,
mouth. You
yeah,
took it
either
right
it's
out of my
really
mouth.
bizarre, meaning like they're
Right.
extremely too close, because see, mine came from a narcissistic family. It's like
Right.
the
There you
cult.
go.
It's like a narcissistic cult. Yeah.
Right.
So definitely that. Definitely watch the interaction and the relationships what they have with family members. And then another thing, speaking from a female standpoint, that I notice about most of the male narcissists is that they're gay.
Yep.
They're not
Right.
privy to they're not just with one a woman or a man. They're not necessarily just cheating on you with another woman. It
Right.
could be a dog.
They got to have plan B or plan C and plan D
Right.
going
They
on.
got all kinds
Yes,
of different
yes.
options. Right.
So, yeah, it's very scary when you think about that. It's very scary, very
Indeed.
scary. I just thank God that I'm healthy and well because, yeah.
My bestie over here has been with the same beautiful, amazing, magical lady for a very long time, so he doesn't have to deal with a lot of this stuff.
No, that's
Not
right.
really. No, I'm not
Yeah.
really here with a lot of war stories on
Did he
that. I
say
mean, I've
not
had
really?
experiences with my family. I had experiences with that, and I think that it taught me to not really want to be around that and to kind of be cared for who I am and to put myself first, because I definitely didn't have that as much growing up. So when I did find it, I definitely held on to it. So yes, good for me indeed. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I do also think that, the concept of narcissism right now that seems to be so heavy with everybody is just because people don't want to be controlled. We don't want to be controlled by the media, by politics, by religion, by industry, by other people, by fake news, by a bunch of bullshit. Like, we don't want to be gaslit.
Right.
And I think that
Right.
is the main key to why everybody wants to talk about this
Yeah.
right now. And I'm definitely down with that for sure. You know, just an end to the artifice and the illusion.
Come over there.
Well,
Sorry. My dog licking my foot.
your little baby is cute though, for real.
Thank
Like the
you. She's my emotional support little puppy, but she has
oh, I
anxiety
feel.
worse than me, though. Little puppies she be shaking up like, what is wrong with you? The
I
door.
Yeah,
yeah, I
they get
feel it
over.
with like when you got like an only child pet, like right, they just extra. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it's
yeah,
just like a little much.
yeah.
So what do you have some music stuff coming up?
Oh my gosh, I'm working on so
So
much stuff, so much of my own stuff,
yeah,
and then I'm
so
writing
talk
for
about
other
one or
people.
two things outside of the narcissism,
Yeah, like what's
project.
going
Because
on with
I'm
this
working
story?
on a project I'm working
Right.
on an
Well, that.
album about narcissists, and I don't think it's ever
Okay,
been done. I don't think it's ever been done. I mean, I'm literally
It,
talking about all the effects that being with a narcissist had on me.
do the
that's dope.
checklist, the thing.
Right.
What
You
you
know,
say?
we had my friend's goth band on, and they did Dante's Inferno, and they did
Right. Right.
the layers of Dante's Inferno,
Oh wow!
and every song was a different layer of the seven deadly sins and shit.
Oh, that's
You
deep.
know, so
That's deep. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that.
It's
no,
dope.
it's deep.
It's
It's
dope.
deep. Yeah,
Yeah, as a
they're shooting for
musician,
a theater production of it. Yeah, that's but no, well, that's a similar awesome concept too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
definitely,
good.
cool.
definitely, and
We
that's my
need to
job
know.
as creatives. Is to speak on things that affect our lives and that affect so many other lives. I don't have an album that I can go push play and say, "Wow, she went through all that with a narcissist. Oh, I might be going through that." Like it's like a tutorial of my experiences.
It'll let you know if you're in a bad situation, and it'll also
Yeah.
let you know if you're the asshole.
That part.
If
Right.
you look
Right.
around the room and you don't know who the asshole is, that
Right.
might be you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You.
It might be
Track
So
you.
three
true too, and
certainly
But
that's
just
sounds
another
like me.
thing that you get from dealing
Yeah.
with a narcissist. You start to ask yourself, "Am I?" You really
Right.
start to question, like, "Am I?"
Right. Yeah. No.
I'll break up with somebody. I'll say, we this ain't working.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for your time, and good luck,
Yeah.
and
God bless you. Bye
peace
bye.
out, Brussels sprout. Like, okay, we good. I mean, I ain't mad at you, no hard feelings, but I'm not gonna waste your time or my time. We
That part.
good.
It's irreplaceable. Okay. I do
Why
not
is
believe
that so
Mhm.
hard? Why does somebody try to suck all your fucking life force out before they let you go, dude? Like, what's up
Ain't
with
that
Yeah.
that? Like,
something? That is
You just have
something.
to stop it before it gets attached to you. And if it gets attached to you, you just get it out of there as
Gotta
quickly
catch
as
it.
possible and have an escape plan, make it work, and just move on with your life, you know? So,
Rock,
yep,
I'm just
that's
shaking
literally
my head
how.
like
Did you
good
have an
night
escape
here.
plan? Did you have an escape plan, Storm?
Yes, I had to have one. Yes, I did.
I had one.
He went to work, and me and my boys packed everything up in a U-Haul truck. I was putting stuff up, like slowly putting stuff up right in front of him. He didn't even notice. And one day he went to work. I got the U-Haul truck. We got everything on there, out of there. He came like, "I
Deuces.
can't
All right.
believe you left like that. I can't believe." I know, I know. It's all my
Yep, I
fault.
heard
I
all of
know
that
it's all
too.
my
Yep.
fault.
Otherwise, it was going to be more dramatic and crazy.
Yeah, it would have
So
yeah, no,
you
that's
definitely,
sometimes the
saved
best
your
thing to do.
definitely.
ass, right?
I sure did.
Indeed.
So, can you tell our audience a little bit about what else the intro gave a little bit of an
Yeah,
idea of what you're into, but like, so you're a vocalist, right?
yeah.
You're a singer, but
So
you're a
I'm a
songwriter.
platinum
You're a
award winning
prolific
songwriter.
songwriter.
Platinum award winning songwriter. I've been doing music all my life, literally. I started off
Uh,
singing gospel with Kirk Franklin and the family and gospel realm
oh man,
when I was 16 years old, and I've been singing professionally ever since. Right now,
So,
current day, I have one of the biggest music libraries in the country. I put music in TV shows, reality shows, commercials, video games, hospitals, airports, you name it. Any and everything that music
so
goes in, I put music there. And it's to help other brands, help, encourage you to shop, spend money with these brands. So I help businesses
please.
around the world, big and small. I write for a lot of different artists, major and independent. I help build labels. I help build in entertainment companies. I'm a vocal coach. The list
That's
goes
dope.
on and
God
on
bless
and
you for
on.
Yeah,
helping
and you seem
people
like
that
very
make
busy.
music get paid. That's what
Yes,
I'm
Yep.
that
concerned about
part.
lately.
That part.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I
I
definitely am an
don't need to
advocate
hear
for them getting
about,
their money.
we don't need to send Tay Tay Swift more money. She got money. Like, let's send up
That's
people
right.
that are out there, Brothers for the Struggle out there. You know what Oh, you might even know Brothers for the Struggle because you're from the Cleveland area. You remember
Now that
Brothers for the Struggle?
sounds familiar when you said that, but that's a
Yeah,
phrase,
no, they're
we
from
use in the
Cleveland. No, you
culture.
from Akron. Yeah,
I'm actually from Warren, which is like 15 minutes from Akron, 45 minutes from
okay.
Cleveland. But Cleveland is home. I've always been in Cleveland. I've
Dude, they were
always go to
hard,
Cleveland.
dude. They were,
Brothers from the
mid
struggle.
90s group. Brothers from,
Ooh, hip hop.
yep,
I'm gonna have to check them out because that's a phrase,
yep.
we say in the culture, but I don't think I know of a group that was actually called Brothers from the Struggle.
Brothers for the Struggle.
Brothers for the struggle. Oh,
Brothers for the Struggle. Yep,
shout out to
yep.
Cleveland. I love Ohio, but it's just too
That's in
cold.
Cleveland, dude. They were handing out mixtapes, and Bone Thugs were handing out mixtapes.
Okay,
We were
so they from
just
that era. Yeah,
we were out and
yeah,
about, just going to little
yeah.
hip hop
I
shows
was
or
doing
whatever. So,
gospel at that time, strictly in the
man,
gospel
well,
realm at
you
that
found your
time.
voice, dude.
I
You
did.
know,
I know I'm a songwriter, so I'm not limited to just one genre because being a writer, I write all type of music. I write
what happened?
alternative rock,
Yep,
pop, country, whatever is necessary.
that's your vision. That's your medium.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
beautiful. That's
yeah.
beautiful. So I really do want to thank you for spending the time and sharing a little bit. Is there anything else we should pay attention to coming up? Like what should people be looking out for from you
I
coming up?
have new music coming out. I'm testing music out. So if you're
Uh-huh.
into R&B, and I'm doing a genre called Southern Soul, which is like a twist and mix of hip hop, blues,
Nice.
Zydeco, a lot of different stuff, especially if you're in New Orleans. Yes, yes. So I'm, definitely check me out. I have some really awesome music coming. Again, my music is based on real life, so you're going to definitely be able to relate to some of it, if not all of it.
And it's got to evolve. Sometimes we got to do that
Definitely.
Zydeco, all that fusion and all that stuff.
Got
So keep an eye out for the liner notes. Like and subscribe. You'll be able to get a hold of Miss Storm and all of her panoply of amazing projects that she has going on. And keep an eye out for that book because, or is it going to be a book or is it going to be like a
It's gonna
method
be a
or?
it's more of a journal. It's gonna be a journal
Uh,
for narcissist survivors, but it's gonna have
okay.
information on here and like a healthy way of like healing and coping with, you know, becoming back individual and detaching
It's
from it.
necessary, and I really think that it's a wonderful idea because
Thank
I
you.
got to tell you, we a lot of us have been through it, and then you were surviving, but like, how do we pick it up?
And it's embarrassing. Most of us who've lived and survived through it don't want to tell anyone. Like,
Yep.
if you think about it, like it's just
No, it
crazy.
is
What was
embarrassing.
I thinking? Yeah,
Right,
definitely.
right. So you're not alone. Don't be one.
Okay,
Try
that
not
part.
to.
Try
If
not to
you're
be.
respectful to somebody, you're not a narcissist.
Yeah. And if you
If
think
you
you
want
are a
someone to
narcissist,
share
go
your
get
life and
diagnosed. Take a test. There's online quizzes. There's free
take a
online
test,
quizzes. Yes.
take a test. But if you respect someone's opinion and you're kind and considerate, you're not a narcissist. It's that simple. It's not like rocket science for sure. So, um, I I am so glad and thankful and grateful for you to be on the podcast and talk about narcissism because I think we all need to think about it.
Yeah.
Again, pay attention to the liner notes. Get a hold of Miss Storm for whatever you need. That's coming up from music to
Yeah.
self expression, and we'll see you again on Walking the Crossroads.